So when you're going to do an event, it's not enough to just host the event and walk in there hoping it all works out. Instead, you want to go through a process where you subconsciously program yourself for the most success as a leader or support person in that event. And in the following, you're going to hear us doing just that for an upcoming event. So featured in this podcast episode is a woman who runs events for people. Also, it's a team of our advanced students. We call them Black Belt Unlimiteds. And these people come in and they help us put on our events as a way to help them learn how to do their events. Beyond that, though, one of the things we do is we put something at stake when we run events. And so we say, if we play full out, if we go for it 100%, what's a breakthrough that we're going to have in our life? And so you're going to see us going through the process to create this event, to create the audience, to create the outcomes, to create who we are, to set things at stake. And you'll see how we do it, how we work through it. And then in the next episode, you'll see us debrief it.
All right, it's Jase. Welcome to the Promised Land podcast, where it's about helping you reach the tribe you're meant to lead and get your tribe to your promised land, whatever that promised land is. And so what we're doing right now is behind the scenes. We have a 3-day event coming up. This is the major way that we get clients into our 20K plus coaching programs. And so this is a debrief. This is the pre-event debrief. Like, we are about to kick off tomorrow. It is currently 5:30 on February 25th, and the event kicks off in 28 hours or so, 29 hours. So Jase Jr. and Betsy, what?
More like 16. 4 hours before that, 18.
Oh yeah, it better kick off before then. This is why I have a team. 12 plus 3.5.
16.
Wow, 15 and a half hours from now, there ideally is a lot of people on the Zoom. So Betsy might have to jump out. People have said before, some of our clients, like, I thought Betsy was just a pretty face. No, Betsy is heart and soul in this business, and Jase is grabbing the mic. Jase is eating the mic. That was beautiful. Hey, you want to say something? Say what's up. Anything you want to share, just in case you have to step out?
Just welcome. It's so good to be in this room with a team, and we're going to kick off. We're
What do you
happy
want
to be here.
Let's share something about your heart and the company and what we're up to, because so people at home know you.
Yeah. Okay. To get myself known, I'm Betsy. I since I met Jase, I've been helping him in the business one way or another. And if I had to say one thing about me is, I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for. I'll wrap that up. Okay.
I've heard it said Betsy carries the heart of the company, and I really think that's a better description of who you are. And I met Betsy at one of our events. Yeah. It's an event where I met Danella, actually. Danella popped by because she knew Natalie, and we'll do introductions as people share. And that's where I met you at that same event. And so I love events. Events have been great. I had our kid out of events. So, all right, let's kick off. And are you being shy right now? Because normally you share a lot more. So what we do is we create the event. We create contextually, instead of just walking in with like, oh, whatever happens, happens. We set up who they are for us, who we are for them. So team, who would like to share any part of it? If you have a part memorized, it would be awesome. Anybody got that?
My name's Steve Warner, I'm the MC for the event, but what we really do is help script the event so that it builds freedom and adventure for the people coming. They're coming in knowing that they want to speak. They want to grow their business through speaking. Our job is to craft a very clear story that takes people through, meets them where they're at, meets them at their pain points, helps them experience those, and then starts to move them forward into the life that they can experience if they're successful. So the whole event is scripted as a journey for the attendees, and everyone here has gone through and played that out. Jase has real heart for people, Betsy, and we want to make sure that we take the weight off of their shoulders so that they can be in their genius and help everyone that's attending really get the most out of the event. They will experience freedom, adventure, and welcome aboard.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
They will sail away as swashbuckling heroes with the heart of the ocean and a hunger for the horizon.
So how's that been showing up for you since we created this?
I've been very swashbuckling lately.
So let me set this up. We had fun when we created this. We were picturing kind of like pirates, but not like bad pirates, good pirates. And we're rolling into a village or a town or a port probably, because we're on a ship. And we know where the treasure is. We have a magic compass to find the treasure. We have the maps. Like, we know where it is, and we're inviting people to go treasure hunting to find their treasure inside of them and their treasure that they want in the world. And so this event, like, is an invitation to get on the ship and come have a life of adventure with us. So we went a little overboard with some of the pirate stuff, and it totally works.
Totally works.
Can we get you dressed up as Johnny Depp?
If you want to dress me as Johnny Depp, you can for parts of it, yes.
Have you seen Michael Bolton's Life of a Pirate?
No.
Okay, never mind.
But I'm down with anything. I am a yes. So how's it been? What do you mean you've been swashbuckling?
Swashbuckling. Well, first off, I am Dr. Lori McDowell, and I have a PhD, and I haven't been using the doctor, and I
Wow.
started using it.
Hey.
And I should use it.
I don't think I even knew that.
Okay, so that's one thing. And I have just been doing adventure. I went on the Marketers Cruise. I went to the Soulful Leadership Retreat. I went to North Carolina and 2 days worth of video taken last week. And now I'm actually planning an adventure retreat in September. I put the deposit down. I've started making the landing page, and we're going to go diving with whale sharks and live the swashbuckling pirate life in one of the Bay Islands Utila off Roatan. So
Hopefully you don't get hooked.
Danella passed me a note that says we have nothing about this in the theme. This creation is really for the team to hold. And what I'm getting out of this is, I think in the future we really could theme the event to it. So if there's anything we can do between now and Friday to bring it in, we might have to have him step out. Are you a little pirate guy? Yeah.
You gotta dress him up like a little.
Just want to,
Oh my gosh, the little thing over his eye.
just want to say hi.
we should do that.
He was looking at the mic.
Do you guys know about the pirate with the hook hand and the?
Don't tell that joke, Jase.
I'll tell it at the end of the podcast.
There you go.
Okay, so the next one is They Are For Us, Committed, Courageous, and Unstoppable. And I feel like this whole theme of this has shifted in me things that I'm doing to be, for me, I'm at a point in my life, everything is going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing. This is a great opportunity to learn and have fun and really create the relationships with people here. And I just spoke the other day to a group of travel agents, so it's really funny talking about this and teaching them about the power of video to grow their business. So that was a really fun thing, and showing them how they can have fun instead of, stressing out over social media and things like that.
Awesome. Let's let them step out real quick, and then I want you to introduce yourself real fast.
Okay. My name is Katie Sevenance, and I help entrepreneurs and speakers and coaches show up using video to grow their business and teaching them the best practices, self-confidence, image, and I really feel passionate because if they're not showing up on video, maybe they're afraid of how they look or what they sound like. It's really key. That's how they connect with people. So I've really been having fun teaching them how to get on camera and share their own expertise and be authentic.
That's awesome. So to set the stage, our main program people will be joining from this event is called Black Belt Speaker Training. A Black Belt's focused on writing, delivering, and the mindset for your 1 hour, which is the foundation of growing a coaching company and selling from stage. And then they're in a program to learn that at a deeper level and then to learn how to run events. And so being on team is a part of their training. And what you said, Katie, is perfect. Like, being on team and creating this for the attendees creates it in your own life.
Definitely. I see it. I mean, it does show up. So I love learning this behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And how we can use that in our own business and our own life.
That's beautiful. So Nat, you want to do the fourth one? You want to come over here, sit next to me, if you would, please.
Dun, 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 dun. No, you have to do pirate music.
Oh, pirate music.
Yeah. Arr.
Pirate. Arr.
What is pirate?
I don't know.
Oh,
That
hoist the sail.
You guys, I'm
We're adding to the theme.
super impressed. I am. I was thinking Jimmy Buffett, frankly, but whatever. It's great.
All right. Well, I am Natalie Layvlock, and we are for them, the chosen captain and crew, the trusted compass, and what are possible.
Wow, that's going to blast out the audio.
Oh my goodness. And within the context of World Class Speaker Academy, I am the director of operations. And I believe that it's my job not just to like put the pieces together and help the company continue to run smoothly, but to do everything within my power to make sure that my team and my speakers show up. They look like they're on point, that they
Don't just look like they're on point, ideally.
Okay, you
Minimum look.
actually on point. Okay.
what they don't know won't hurt us.
Okay.
Quack like a duck.
Yes, duck theory.
Duck theory. Duck theory. Do you all know duck theory?
Yes.
Why don't you explain it? So
Duck theory. So if you ever watch ducks on a pond, they just glide smooth, right? And that's the production that we want to have. That's how we want the coaching company to unfold for our participants and for our clients, is that everything is just smooth as glass, while underneath those little ducks' feet are going, right? And they're just paddling away. And so my primary responsibility is to help do all the paddling. Take that how you want it, and make sure that everything is running smooth for the company as a whole. And
So how's this been showing up?
I think for me specifically, the part that has been showing up the best is what are possible. Because these past few weeks, I have been in a place of creation. I've been in a place of exploration, and really looking at what is possible, both for me personally, for me spiritually, for me within the company, and for the team for this event. What's possible for you as a leader of the company, and new possibilities for the company's overall growth. And so I would say that's really what's been showing up for me, is that place of possibility.
Awesome. Who can do our brand promise and our why? Two separate people. Anyone?
Like you can do. So
Nice.
okay, the company mission. I'm Sarah Michael, by the way. Company mission, we believe you have a God-given mission only you can do, and it can be funded and fulfilled through your business. I love that. That's very profound.
That's what we're about.
Yeah.
Anything you want to share from that?
Right.
And do you want to introduce yourself also?
Well, I'm Sarah Michael, and I help coaches, consultants, experts, service-based businesses sell powerfully without being pushy. And I'm here to support Jase. And I just agree wholeheartedly that there is something that each of us has that needs to be expressed that only we can bring. And that is what we're here to do, and here to bring, and here to talk about, and here to help with.
So Sarah's what I call sales ninja, at least ideally. And so they call them coaches in a 3-day event, and they are salespeople. And their job is to coach people. Coaching is sales, and sales is coaching. And if you coach them right, they're going to realize they need to buy. And so I remember when I went through events, there was times I bought big investments in that coach. Literally, I remember one time, the first time I bought a $10,000 package, I was like, will you hold my hand?
Yeah.
And she held my hand, physically walked me to the table, and I was shaking as I filled out that contract. And I'm so glad I did. It's made all the difference. And so if you're doing events, get a professional sales team. So Danella, who you'll meet in a minute, we hired to help run the event, and then she brought in Sarah, and then we have another Sarah who's on a phone, who's back in Boise, who will be doing coaching and sales for us as well. Did you have a quick comment, Steve?
just to the point about selling, if you're holding a live event and you're selling a high ticket offer, which you should be 100%, you're going to get feedback. We had a conversation just before this podcast started of somebody who did the pre-call, and they said, we know there's going to be an offer, but he should really make it affordable. No, you shouldn't. You should hold an event to sell a high ticket item, because when they buy something like that, they step into the possibility of who they become. That is the point of the event. The whole event is built to help people become something that they want to become, like their future version of themselves. That's what sales help them do. So I want to pass the mic back to you guys, because Jase, you had an experience. We talked about this earlier today. Everybody who has built a successful business has the experience of buying something at the time they could not afford. For me, it was a $30K coaching package when I had $0. I had enough to pay for 1 month of it. And because I bought that, it started me moving forward, and I had to go generate money. I had to get out of my comfort zone. If I would have had 100K in the bank and it would have been comfortable, I wouldn't have taken action.
Yeah.
And that is, I want to touch on that because that is really at the core of the event, what makes these events so powerful. So I'm going to pass the mic back around to Nell. I know you have a lot of experience with this as well, but I think that is something that's important because a lot of people think, well, I'm going to hold an event and I don't really want to sell anything too expensive. I don't want to make people uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable you make people, the more change you will get.
I don't know a single successful coach in this industry who at some point didn't buy something that cost more than they knew how to afford.
And made no sense.
Yeah, never.
I was just saying that making an investment that makes no logical sense to what's in the bank account.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that will propel you forward.
And part of the reason I like this pirate ship thing we're going, when you get on that ship, you go. There's no turning back. You fight, you figure it out because you have to. And too few people, not too few, I shouldn't say that. The successful people are willing to take the leap. And it requires that at some point. Now, after you start hitting multiple six figures, you can go, oh, I got plenty of cash. What's going to move my thing forward? And then you become an innovator or someone who's looking for the strategic advantage, innovator, early adopter. But initially, you got to buy beyond your means and learn how to increase your means. Danila.
Well, I'll read the brand promise because I think it fits in quite nicely both to this conversation as well as the event. And the brand promise is how to become a world-class speaker who creates massive impact, raving fans, and a rush of new clients with every presentation. And this is literally what I do day in and day out, is working with coaches, consultants, experts who are looking to grow their business, looking to find that person who's ready to step into something different. And you do that by taking the stage. And you take the stage at other people's events to find new clients. You take the stage at your own event to create the vehicle for transformation that actually brings people to their next level. So very much like what we're talking about here. And, how this has played out for me personally was 2017. I heard a coach and I knew to my core, I am supposed to step into this program. I am supposed to get what she is offering. I need that in order to grow my business. And it was $39,000. And it made no sense if you looked at my bank account. And I went home and I told my husband, I said, I think I'm supposed to do this. And he said, can you afford it? And I am so grateful that I have a husband who supports me. And I did not go to him to ask for permission. I went to him to ask for support in the decision that I was making for my business. And he said, can you afford it? And I said two things. I don't think I can afford not to. And if I do this, I got to get busy. And just like we've said here. And I made that decision.
Can I jump in? I think that's the thing. I got to get busy. Most entrepreneurs, most newbies have no clue what to do.
Right.
And then most entrepreneurs, they freaking know what to do. They just don't get off their ass until they have to. And if you have to make 5,000, you typically make 15 or 50,000 has been my experience.
And there's a shift, I think, when you step into high ticket, whether you're the one offering the high ticket or you're stepping into a high ticket with someone else, that you have to have a shift at some point that it's not an expense, it's an investment. And like, I look at things now, if I hear someone and I'm like, I need what Jase is offering, and it has a dollar amount of $20,000, it's not, can I afford $20,000? It's, what do I need to go do, sell, or become in order to afford that thing?
Yes. I like
If I went with Steve's offer, so it's not about can I afford it, because we can never afford it. Can we make the income to do it? And can we make that decision and make it right? And that's what we do with speakers and event hosts every single day.
Awesome. Beautiful. So here's what I want to run through with the team. Let's run through what we have put at stake. And so by team, what I mean is the people who are in training with us. We put stuff at stake. So Sarah and Danella and Steve, you guys can put something at stake if you want. You don't have something at stake yet. And then what we're going to do another podcast after, and we're going to see what you got. And so there's this weird magic, woo-woo, quantum, I don't know what it is, but if you put something at stake during an event and you play full out, you tend to get it in your outside of the seminar room life. So I put the event structure, I know how to knock it out of the park with 3-day in-person events, and we've done very well at our virtual events. I think for a time we were averaging 370 or 270. I don't remember the exact number. I mean, it's great numbers, right? This is what got us to $1 million company. And I don't feel like I've got this mastered for 3-day events yet. So what I have at stake is the event structure for 3 days is going to work, and I'm going to feel great about it. Natalie, do you remember what you have? Oh, it's right there. You can read it.
Thank you. Yes, so I have ease and flow and freedom. And where this came from for me, and I don't know that we have time for me to tell the whole story. There was something that happened about a year and a half ago where I believe that God gave me a very direct promise and confirmed it in a very profound way that in the future I will be running 3 multi-million-dollar companies. And I know that something that stands in the way of me currently being successful in doing that is my level of stress, my level of feeling like I have to do everything myself. And so what I put at stake for this event is ease and flow and freedom, because I know that the more of that I'm able to embody, the closer the reality of that promise becomes.
Beautiful. Betsy put at stake being able to stand in and own radical truth. And then Sarah Murray, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Great. Sarah, do you remember what you put at stake?
What I put at stake was showing up and living into the event.
Yeah.
With this like last week of me being really ill, I think that that'll be very true for me, showing up and living into the event with 100%. 100% of what I got.
So what we put at stake is what we have written down for you is effective and dynamic practice of speaking in sales. And then what we also have is living into the reality of traveling for profitable events.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So that's what I want to live into this event and showing up with 100%.
Yeah, and so what Natalie and I are making a face about is Sarah's come down with a sickness of some sort, so she didn't travel out. So that doesn't mean she can't get it out of this. So is she sick because her body was run down or she met someone, or was there a subconscious barrier that got her sick to try and stop her from living into this? No matter what, it can be broken through during this event. You're awesome. Katie, a better way of connecting with people, talking easily and make money while having fun.
That's the having fun thing. I've really realized when I get into my playful mode, that's when things happen.
Yes.
And so I take myself so seriously. I'm such a perfectionist that it really shows up a lot. And I'm realizing the more I just let it go and have fun, because that's what I want my clients to do. I want them to have fun while they're building their business. So that's my goal, is to really have fun with this. I don't care how many times I had to go back down the road at Walmart to get stuff. It's fine because I'm having fun. And we definitely did have fun. I've done things at Walmart I've never done before. So there you go.
What
was one of them?
Eating lunch out of the grocery cart in front of the front door. The 3 of us ate lunch. I've never done that.
Wow, you guys make the event life just glamorous. Come get on our team and eat lunch out of pass the mic if you're going to talk. Eat lunch out of a grocery cart outside of Walmart. Exactly. Welcome to Black Belt Unlimited, folks. That's what you have to look forward to also. You guys did videos?
And hang out in Walmart. It was good.
Did you want to say something, Steve? Cool. All right, let's go to Lori. Lori, you have at stake deeper connections and release all the money blocks and what are possible.
Yeah, so deeper connections, I guess. I really wanted, last time I was here, I didn't know very much about Robert, who runs the studio. And since I've learned about him, I want to really talk to him about his retreats and all of that. And
oh, yeah, you guys should talk. So what Lori's pointing to is the guy. So where we are, it's Action Era. They make awesome apps for speakers. They have their own events. One of the owners of Action Era will be speaking at our event, Aman. And then, does Aman have his own company, his old company, or is it just Action Era now?
It's
Can
all
you get the mic?
umbrellaed within one company now. So Imana Guy with Success Road Academy and Robert Evans, they have combined. But what Lori was just speaking about is actually a partnership between Robert Evans and Rich Gurman, and I'm going to be supporting them in an event as well. And that's about epic adventures and retreats where we're going to take newer business owners, and really create some transformation within a retreat setting as opposed to a 3-day event setting. So some similarities. And so super excited. But yeah, Robert has this studio here in San Diego, which is part of the whole Iman and Robert kind of family of Actionera. They also have next gen collaborations, do a lot with speakers and marketing and
So
a lovely accompaniment.
the reason I brought this up is what Lori is creating is.
It's a plunge into possibilities.
Ooh.
Imagination, imagination, adventure, and rejuvenation. And it's a retreat where we're going to talk about mindset and scuba diving, and certified divers can get a scuba meditation certification, and non-certified divers can experience diving. And I'm really excited.
Where's it going to be held?
It's in Utila, which is a small island off the coast of Honduras.
And we'll be diving with whale
We'll
sharks?
be diving with whale sharks.
Sweet. So the only reason I'm not supporting Rich and his thing yet is I think I'm going to go to Lori's. So, and I think it's synchronicity that Lori is starting transformational vacation adventures, and so are those guys.
Yeah.
And some people in the market might go, oh, that's competition. I think that's crap. I think it's a sign that it's something the market wants, and I think you would do very well to maybe team up with them or get to know them, or maybe people aren't available on their dates, they'll come on your dates, or vice versa. People in the same industry as you are not your competition. They are your collaboration partners, especially when they're cool-ass people. So I think...
I want to add to that because that is something that everybody is like, oh, they're in competition with me. How many stages, Jase, have you spoke on of people that also teach speaker training or somehow speak to sell?
I learned this when I had my personal growth company. You would think, oh, well, people at a personal growth seminar, they don't want to buy another one. No, what I found was when I would have other speakers come into my personal growth event and sell personal growth, not everybody, a lot of people would buy. They would get the highest sales because people into personal growth are into personal growth are into personal growth.
Yeah.
And so it's just a great thing.
Buyers are buyers are buyers. If somebody wants the outcome that you are offering, they will buy your product. They will buy your number one competitor's product. They will buy their friend's product. Like, they are going to buy most of the products. And what moves people to buy more than anything is their connection with you. And if you have the energy of, I'm in competition, and you have a grasping energy, you're actually going to push people away.
Yes.
Having a open, hey, we're all here to win together, is going to move people forward and draw people to you more than anything else. So if you're thinking about, all these people are in competition, you're going to have, you can probably feel that if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I see this person, and you kind of clench up, just let go of it. Realize that the world is an abundant place. There are 8 billion people here. In the US, there's something like, I think 500 million. And there's plenty of people to buy everything that you have. Somebody might buy her vacation adventure trip because she can't make the other person's dates, but they're still going to be on all the lists. People love great vacations the same way people love to learn how to speak.
Yep. Yes. Well said. Anything else?
Just the what are possible, because I feel like my business is at the point. I work with corporate women, and I actually spoke last night to a group of Society of Women Engineers, and in the next couple weeks I'm speaking to 500 women engineers, and I'm just really excited about it. So I feel like my business is about to take off, and I just want to be open to whatever are possible.
Awesome. Let's say your business is taking off.
My business is taking off.
Congrats. You're about to speak to 500 people. I think your business is taking off. I think your business is off.
Right.
Not off track, taking off. Awesome. Did you want to say something?
I was putting what Lori said into the past tense. So my business took off.
Yes.
After Jase's event, my business took off and all of this stuff happened and it was amazing and I made all this money and I helped all these people and I had this crazy impact. Yeah, I remember that. It's a game called Remember When, which gets you really into the juice of what happened.
It's a great way to move your subconscious to own it. All right, and then let's go to Desi. Desi, deeper communication, connection, and confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Putting that at stake has really shown up big in my life and how I communicate and how I show up. And it's really allowing me to step into who I am meant to be. For confidence, I mean, I'm, saying yes and taking a step and being confident in it.
Awesome.
And not looking back. So I think that's the big thing for me.
You rock, Des. So Desi is running all of our tech. She's my VA. She works with speakers of all sorts. If you want to have someone just take over all your digital stuff, Desi is your person. Love you, Des. And then 2 speakers who are faculty aren't here right now. Shiraz, he's come through Black Belt. He's in Unlimited, and he has his own company. And he just had an event he did in January, and he did a 3-hour event and then did like $150,000 in sales, $5,000 sales. How many people were on? Does anyone know how many people were on his event?
He said about 300.
Yeah, about
No, at about 300 tickets, there were about 150 people.
150, and so that means he sold roughly 30 at 5,000. So that means 20% of the room. If you sell 20% of the room, you are going to make a lot of money in this business. So he did 150,000 bucks. I've never done 150 from a 3-hour event.
I just want to add, I was at that event and I went into talking about what Steve talked about, and we were talking about buying. I went into that event thinking, okay, I was in Shiraz's program for a year. I'm not going to rejoin. I'm not going to buy anything. And not only did I didn't buy the program I was in, I upgraded to the better program. So.
Awesome. So, and then we have Liz. So Shiraz put it at stake, feel the effect of presence through the entire event. And then Liz Bull, who does energy clearing as well, and like a lot of things with the body. She's amazing. She has a breakthrough and fun, which is weird to me because Liz seems to always be having fun. So breakthrough and fun. Not to put you guys on the spot, Steve, Danella, Sarah, anything you want to put it, you don't have to. If you want to, you're welcome to. Anything you want to put at stake, up to you.
Put at stake. So absolutely support your impact and support your profitability with really heartfelt conversations that have y'all make the best decision for you.
Awesome. I think she's talking about the y'all, the audience. The audience, y'all?
Y'all, the audience.
That y'all.
That y'all.
All y'all.
All y'all.
Well, for me, I think for every event, there is what I bring to the table, but it's also about serving our client. So what I have at stake at this event is really what you have at stake here, that everything that I do would support that decision, support your audience. And in doing that, it also elevates me to be better the next time.
Absolutely. Awesome. Absolutely. Steve.
So, if I understand the question correctly, it's about what do we want to step into and what do we want to change on the other side of this?
Yeah,
Is that
like
the-
any breakthrough for your life, business,
Yeah.
anything.
I think the biggest thing for me every time I held my own events for 8 years, stepping into this role of supporting other people, my goal, if you guys remember the first George Clooney Ocean's 11, right? What was Matt Damon's character? He was like, I'm supposed to be funny, I'm supposed to inspire people, and I'm supposed to blend into the background. My job here is to support people and change. The reason I moved into this role a couple of years ago was because I love the power of live events. I love seeing the people take action and buy, because that is what actually enables the change. And the way that I can cause the most change in the world is to support Jase or support other clients. And my job is to be funny, to have fun, to encourage people. I'm a trusted third party on stage that helps people into the buying process. They're expecting an offer from Jase. They're expecting sales from Sarah. From me, they're expecting to be funny, but if I can break false beliefs that they have, if I can reframe things to them, if I can help them overcome objections, and I fade into the background and they take action because of it, I really want to step into that more and more. And that is always, if I'm honest, I like being on stage. I love being up and like talking to people. I know most people are scared to death of that. The bigger the room, the better I am and the more I love it. But I need to let go. And the word for last year was letting go of ego. And I think I just want to continue on that.
Awesome. Beautiful. So as you guys travel this week, and to re-presence everyone on team to this, you may butt up against something, right? So if you do, talk to Danella, talk to Nat. Steve could probably help coach you through. And then Shiraz is available and Liz is available. Probably at some point you're going to butt up against something. Someone will trigger you, something will happen, something, whatever. So I think I've shared this phrase before. I'll share it again. Find everything perfect. Find everything perfect. So talk about finding everything perfect. We have no idea how many people actually be here tomorrow. We have 117 registered. Is that right? And of those, how many are VIP?
Oh, I think we said, like, what, Desi, 78% are VIP?
Do you have an actual number, Des?
Yeah, I have an actual number. Give me 1 second.
So we have 4 people, 5 including Braden, who came in person, which is awesome. One of them's already in over there. The in-person people, guys, usually that's like almost a knockdown for sales. Not always. Remember, these are people, not just sales potentials, and we want to help them grow. They need to join the program. So typically the in-person people are, because they're going to be here, they're going to get your energy, they're going to get to know us behind the scenes. And I know one of them real well, Jennifer. We hung out on the cruise a lot. I love her. She's just awesome. I would love her to be in black belt. So my goal for our in-person people, I would like to see minimum, how many of the 5? 3, 4?
3.
3? That's the number I was saying. So minimum 3 of the in-person people.
What will you do if you get all 5?
I'm going to celebrate either way.
Yeah, but what? I want like a crazy. Are you gonna shave your head?
Hell no. Why? Because yours is shit? Why would I do something negative?
Will you wear an eye patch around for a week?
I'll wear an eye patch around for a day.
But I'll film it on the next call.
Wear an eye patch home on the plane.
73%.
Can you give us actual numbers, VIP and whatever?
Team
We have 132 registered,
132.
96 VIP, 30 general admission. So that's a 73% VIP
Hold on.
conversion.
96 and 32 is 128.
96 and 30.
That's 126.
And then we have the 5 in person.
Okay, got it. Okay, great. Thanks. So if we have 96 and 38, that's 8 already miracles are happening. It's more than we expected. How many are going to show up? What do we can create?
80.
80. So 80. You say 100. So 80 minimum, 100 out of the park. That would be awesome. Let's create that and hold that space, you guys. So sales numbers from that, 80 to 100. I think what did we set out as our sales goals? 15% minimum, 20% goal, 25% out of the park. So at 80, 15% minimum would be 12. 20% would be 16. So 12, 16, 25. And at 12, that's going to be roughly 250,000. So 250,000 minimum sales. Can we align on that, guys? Anybody have objection? Hopefully we'll get pay in fulls. What we've seen, our last event, we got a lot more payment plans. What we have seen before is about a third did pay in full, a third did the forward pay, and a third did payment plans. I really, really like to see half do pay in full.
Well, that's the second number. So the sales goals are 240, 320, 400. For
Wait, hold on, those are off.
Goal and stretch.
15, if 20% of, that doesn't sound right.
Let's not get into the weeds too much. Let's
Yeah.
just go at
12, 16, and 20.
Okay.
240, 320, 400.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and that's on pay in
And
fulls.
then the next number is cash in. So you'd like to see 50% of that number cash in.
So 120, I mean, and to be straight though, it wouldn't be just 240 because some of those would be payment plans. It'll probably be more like 280 because the payment plans are 25K. Does that make sense? So some of them, so it'll be like 280, 360, and 450 or 500. Yeah, 450. Great. So yeah, half of that. So we want minimum 120 cash collected. Goal is 160 cash collected. Out of the park would be 200 cash collected. That would be great. Anybody not aligned on those numbers? Everybody good with those? That'd be great.
So let's problem solve a little bit. You want more pay in fulls. You and I talked about this on the phone, but let's throw this out to everybody here. This is a great behind the scenes moment. What can we offer people as a pay in full bonus that will get them to, because here's the thing, right? Everybody looks at their bank account. They see just enough money. Even if we have financing, they're like, yeah, I'd rather finance. what is the thing that we can give them or offer them that will get them,
To move money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's pass the mic around. Let's brainstorm this, because if we solve this, this will change the amount of cash collected drastically.
Did you have any ideas, Danella? Do you want to start? We didn't really talk about this.
I know. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm kind of.
well, we talked about the fact that there was a need for it. And so
Yeah.
what could you pull out for pay in full or early the first 7?
I've always offered like a 1 hour one-on-one. I don't really think that's like super compelling though. Well, if you were going to start, why didn't you just start?
Okay, come back. So when we brainstorm this, what I always ask people is, it's not about, so you're offering a 1 hour coaching call. A 1 hour coaching call is just a block on a calendar. What is the outcome? What is the biggest pain point that they possibly have? Sarah, you probably have some thoughts on this in sales because you hear all the objections. Danella, I know you have some ideas on this as well. What is the biggest single pain point that people are like, oh, if I just solve that, I would be successful? That has to be tied to whatever, either the fast action bonus or the pay in full bonus. So let's figure out what that is.
Let's go Danella than Nat, or vice versa.
So frequently for pay in full bonuses, along the lines of what Steve has just said, what is the thing that they want most? What is the thing that they are willing to pay the price of the entire program to get that bonus? So typically, it could be a service, it could be an experience, or it's going to solve a problem that the whole program might solve, but they could get that result faster. So could their speech be written for them? Could they have a VIP day? Could they have other services? Is there an experience that they can have? But you want to look at, if you're looking for pay in full especially, what is the difference between I'm going to pay this out over the course of the next year and pay it as I get results, or what am I willing to move money and pay for right now because it's going to get me the result right now?
So what I've experienced from our community, there's 3 things that's like makes this a no-brainer type of deal. Get my talk done ASAP. Get me something to sell. Give me a high ticket something to sell and get me on stages. Like if we bundle those 3 things,
I like that. I was going to say, so the one I hear the most is how do we get on stage? So we could put something at Dylan's in. We could give them Dynamic Life to sell at a 50% split or something.
Ooh, can I have that?
Yeah. You're an unlimited. You can get any deal.
go back to Steve.
He's pretty excited.
Well, I mean, okay, this is what I would buy. So we used to do a retreat at Harvard. We would rent a room at Harvard. We would film their speaker, like a demo reel, right? 90 seconds. You could craft their speech. Instead of doing it at Harvard, imagine they fly to Boise, they get a weekend with Jase and Natalie. You write their speech, you do a speaker reel, and you train them. This is what Dan Kennedy, you heard my story about Dan Kennedy. When I first started speaking, I held my first event, I made $9,000, and I was like, oh, I'm making so much money. Dan called me an idiot, and then he had me sell his product, because I was like, I don't have a product to sell. He didn't train me how to sell it. He said, go watch me. But you could build an event, like a weekend in Boise, you don't have to travel.
So here's what's in my space about it. I used to not like calling our VIP upgrade VIP because I want everyone to be a VIP at my events. So we started calling it the Plus package for a while. In Black Belt, I want to give them everything they need. And so it helped me get past this emotional hurdle, and then I'll share with you an idea I just had that could work. Except for doing it faster, there's nothing they need in Black Belt that's not present to rock out the promises of Black Belt. Having said that, I did get an idea though.
But
And
I would pay paid in full to get it done faster, to get it done with your eyes on it, and you right by my side. Well, it doesn't have to be an in-person.
I mean, I'm not doing that for painful. I mean, it's $30,000 for me to work with people one-on-one.
Okay, well that's why it does not necessarily have to be in person. It could be virtual. Nat could do a ton of it, and maybe they just get like a third of the time with you to take it over the line. But get it done faster. Get it done with y'all's brains on it is a huge, huge value.
just thinking about, Katie and I are here, and of our class, we both jumped in. We've taken, spoken, done things. But a lot of our class that signed up for Black Belt a year ago, they're still failed to launch. They're still preparing, they're still getting something ready. So I don't know if it's the offer or the stage, but something to get those people ready quicker and to give them the courage to stop preparing and to jump in would be really valuable.
So here's my thought. When's dynamic delivery?
I think it's August.
August.
August?
Yeah, it starts with an
So they will have done dynamic life and dynamic delivery,
A. September, it could be.
My retreat.
and we're going to run a core probably in summer again. What if we gave them, we have a hybrid event with a really kick-ass stage coming up in October. What if we gave them 5-minute stage time in October? And that should be a big event with a big audience. And then we can also promise that they get the video of it and stuff
What
like
can you
that.
give them in the next 6 weeks?
Yeah, that seems far
So,
away
hang on.
for painful.
Oh,
You guys, hold on. Before we go on, too, I don't want to take anything off the table. I want to be open to this. And in Unlimited, they get a power day with me. That's $30K. I'm not doing any one-on-one with people for a black belt.
You don't need to do one-on-one. I think doing even a 1 or 2 day virtual event or in person as a group, because you'll have 8 people from this take it. And I would give them the 5 minutes of stage time because that sells the how do I sell it. So the first thing is I'm going to get my speech done. The second thing is I'm going to have something to sell. And the third thing in the future is I will have a place to sell it. That is a super sexy package. If you don't want to do pay in full, you'll still get all of it. It'll just take you a year. But if you want it now, I would do the class in the next 2 to 3 weeks. As soon
What
as you
class?
pay-
The Write It class?
Yeah. And you don't have to do the whole thing.
You just have to facilitate
You
it.
need to be there
Get
for
it on
an hour
recorded.
or 2 of it.
It'd be a good place to have you step into teaching it. Mm-hmm. Now, Natalie's going to say yes now, and then next week I'm going to hear how busy you are.
Probably not if we're planning it in the next 3 to 4 weeks, because I can plan 3 to 4 weeks out.
Hang
All
on,
right.
I got it. You guys are doing Dynamic Life in
April.
6 weeks?
Yeah.
Do it right before Dynamic Life. Have them come in for a day before Dynamic Life. That way it's all there. It's easy for you to facilitate. You don't have to plan a whole bunch of stuff, and they feel like they're VIPs.
or
Look at it.
Would you open to that?
or do some virtual to get them ready. So when they land on site in Austin, Texas somewhere, Austin, that they're already 2/3 of the way there. So you don't have to get them all the way over the line in that day. They've already done some work. They've already done some, on their own work, and you can really just help them pull it together.
I think that's how did
So just to help me understand this, what are we doing in the day that we're not going to do during our multiple day virtual event we do this summer to help them write?
it's just speed.
Yep.
It's just speed,
It's
private,
speed
one-on-one,
and
okay.
eyes on it.
Yeah, because a lot of people in this last group are like, I want to go fast, I want to go fast,
Yep.
and then they didn't even show up for the training.
Show up for a day with one
If
of
you think, so I like that. We could do a day virtual and then a day in person before Dynamic Life. Oh, that's the team training day. We might need to do it the day after. They'll be exhausted, but in a much better space. Are you open to the day after?
I am open to it. I need to check the calendar. I'm also open to looking at the calendar for the day before team training.
And then what, they just hang around for a day?
They
They'll
get
go.
a day to explore Austin. And
They'll go. Yeah.
Or
Do their own work, have their own calls, lay by the pool.
All right, we can do that. Plus, so team, something I'm introducing in this too, and I need to get this captured. There's a book called Stealing Fire, and he was talking about, we had, what kind of economy was it initially before information?
attention, information.
So it was an attention economy, and then it went to an information economy.
Oh,
And-
information, attention.
that other
It was
way around.
information, and then it was attention, and now it's
Engagement, connection. I forget what they're calling it.
Transformation.
transformation. What people are buying. Oh no, it was experience. It was
That's it.
It was information economy, and then experiential economy. People were buying information. They were buying experiences. Now people are buying transformation. They want to be someone new. And this event, and especially our in-person events, Dynamic Life and Dynamic Delivery, they are transformational. And at heart, we are a transformational company. That's my background. And so one of the things that we're really going to drive home, I've been saying this for a while, but it really crystallized in the last 6 months. And it's the 3 things you need for a multiple 6-figure to 7-figure business: your messaging and your marketing. Like, that's how you're going to reach them. 2 is your methodology to get them. That's your 3 islands. And your 3rd is mentor. You got to be the right mentor. And a part of this is you have to offer transformation as part of your offer. It has to be there or they're never going to use it. And I've been thinking that, and it really crystallized in the last 6 months. So we're going to really drive that home. Look, if you're going to have a successful coaching company, you have got to either do transformation yourself or team up with someone who can bring it in and do it for your company. I like this a lot. Everyone who does pay in full, they can sell Dynamic Life on a 50-50, and now they have a transformation aspect of their company done.
I love it. The one thing I would add to, if you have that day, they come in a day, you do the training, and they have that day off.
Now, if we do the Dynamic, I'm sorry to interrupt. If we do the Dynamic Life, they make, how much is the 50-50 in detail, or just?
We're going to partner with you. We believe in being a good partner and taking care of you, and we act in integrity.
It's going to be a hard. Having just recently done Dynamic Life, it would be hard to sell Dynamic Life before having done Dynamic.
Well, they're about to go to Dynamic Life.
Right, but I'm saying if you're.
Well, that's a messaging thing.
I would.
But I mean, that's part of the power of them coming the day before or day after to work on scripting. And we'll say to them, look, you're about to go through Dynamic Life. That's the first step in this, is to get you on fire so you can rock those stages. And you'll know what you'll have to put in your package, and we're going to give it to you at cost or something like that, and da-da-da-da-da.
I would actually do it after, because they're going to go through it. I would tell them you're going to learn it, and then afterwards we're going to show you how to sell it. Because that makes a little more sense.
And we have a case study for that.
Oh, you? Awesome. I like that.
Because I
I
bundled
like it
it
a lot.
into my 20K for my clients.
So we got that Dynamic Life at cost, the virtual and the whatever. Is that enough? Do we need something else?
I don't think so.
It's more about what's going to happen in the virtual and the in-person day, which is nail down your talk.
Yeah, those 3 things. Nail down your talk, get something to sell, and we're going to give you practice selling.
Nail your talk, nail your offer. And then, and are we going to give them the stage in October?
And then
Oh, shit, that's really valuable for paying fulls.
Yeah.
They're going to do your repitch for you. They're going to do your repitch.
What does that
So
mean?
they each get 5 minutes on stage. I would frame it as having them, give them each a piece to talk about for Dynamic Life, and they're going to do your repitch. We just did this for a different event at FHL. They did 8 different people walking through the journey, and it was the repitch, but it was told on day 3. It's super sexy because it's people that have gone through it, each talking about one specific pain point on the journey, and they did it in 5 minutes.
So instead of saying you're going to pitch your own stuff, just say you're going to get stage time, and we're going to film you and give you a video at this hybrid event. Hundreds of people will see you, beautiful stage.
Yep.
And you'll be able to mix and mingle with a lot of top people.
Yeah, and maybe you let them do a
But I'm not
lead
saying.
magnet or something. But
So do they get to do a lead magnet or something, or no?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they tell something about our repitch, but then they can offer, and you can offer a lead magnet.
Yep.
Great.
Like
All right,
coffee
cool.
Q&A.
Well, I mean, they're basically doing the 5 minutes that we have everybody on this
love it.
stage to do.
Cool. That's great. That's really sexy. I know it's going to hit when I want to buy it.
There you go. Same criteria as Jennifer.
When I'm helping people write presentations, I'm like, oh, this is good. I want to buy their stuff.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly
Which
what
is part of the reason I love doing what I do, because we get to work with such brilliant people and learn from them. It was really interesting. One year, God sent all of these people who were relationship people into my world. And I was like, what are you telling me, God? And then right after that, I met Betsy.
Aw.
It was awesome. Yeah. All right. Okay, can you recap the numbers, please? What we want to have C show up and what we want in sales?
So 132 tickets, 96 of which are VIP, 30 of which are general, predominantly free tickets from speaking. So my prediction is we'll be 80 or more. So 80 to 100 is my prediction of what we'll see throughout the room. So if we go from that 80, 12 sales at a minimum, 16 sales is our goal, 20 sales is the stretch goal, which just at program sales, regardless of whether it's pay in full or the payment plan, is 240, 320, 400. If half of those are payment plan, then we can add about 2,500 per sale if we do end up at the 50-50.
Yep.
But these are good numbers to like aim for, knowing that it could be a little higher based on
And
payment
cash
plans.
collected one more time, please.
And cash collected, 120, 160, 200.
It's exciting.
Yep.
I really think we can hit it. And you guys, I really don't know how many people are going to be here. I want to presence this for you guys, and I'm going to say it tomorrow, probably. I made a promise when I was hurting and I was coming out of a big depression recession. I would do the same event, whether I had 4, 40, or 400 people in the room. So I don't want to create 4 or 40. We have 4 in person. That's fine. Let's not have 40 online. Let's have 400 online. But we're going to kick ass no matter how many people are there, because they're there. You know, I used to get frustrated with the way people showed up. Whether, you know, now I get, even if they show up crappy, they've showed up and they're committed to something, you know? And so let's hold the space. People have cameras on, they're ready to rock, they're engaged, and they're awesome. Great. Thanks for bringing that up, Steve. That's why we hired you. Beautiful. You like that? Are you down with that? Cool.
I think it's great.
I like it.
Anything else we need to cover in this meeting, Nat? Haven't you done the dynamic delivery? Don't you know mic work?
With like either a pirate cheer,
Oh, I can tell my pirate joke.
but first off, if we max out all the sales goals,
Then I'll get to tell my pirate joke.
I want you to dress up like Captain Jack Sparrow and walk around Boise for
Yes,
an afternoon.
And film it.
absolutely,
And we'll
absolutely.
film
film
it.
For sure.
All right.
Actually,
that
do you want me
would
to do
be
it
great.
then, or do you want me to do it when we have dynamic delivery in Boise and we take people out of the town?
Yes.
Okay, I
All
will
right, so
dress
hang
like.
on, let's get actual numbers. Danella, what is our stretch? Let's go with
Well, we
if-
went with 5. If all 5 of, there's 2 scenarios.
Yeah.
One, if all 5 of the in-person audience step into black belt,
Yes.
and if we are more than 16, or do you want, if we reach the stretch goal of 20? Like, how much do you want to hedge this?
20.
Okay, so all 5 in person.
We could do
Or a
separate
total of
ones for
20.
that. If all 5 in person do it, I will go on a boat somewhere that's not expecting it and act like a pirate.
Nice.
dressed.
Dressed like a pirate.
It could be a rowboat.
Then I'll stand in the front of it and be like, "Arr, king of the world," or something.
You're mixing.
Okay.
Will you have a peg leg?
Ideally, it'll be a booze cruise. It'll grab a bottle.
All right.
Boom.
Remind me to tell you the story about Natalie ordering cider.
All right.
Let's
And now
wrap
we
it
have
up.
an AV run to go through.
Wait, we have what's our other goal? The other goal we hit the 20 is
Dressing.
dress like Captain Jack Sparrow for dynamic delivery in Boise, and
With no
Yeah.
explanation.
We didn't just show up.
oh, I have to explain it to them. But when we take them out for the social aspect, I will. Okay, hang on. If I'm teaching, am I still dressed like him, or just for the social part?
The day.
Okay, the social part. When we all go out afterwards to the food truck park or downtown or something, I'll dress up that way.
Creating a lot of rules around how you will or will not.
Yeah.
Then you create it. I'm trying to.
You're just gonna show up.
It's gonna be so
I just,
awesome.
I don't want to show up to my event where I'm teaching people delivery and I'm like, don't have schlock and stick, and then I'm in an outfit
You're gonna be.
Why?
That's perfect.
because it's a
What?
break of integrity.
What,
Yeah.
Because
what
that
possibility
shows-
opens for you in that?
I can show, as long as I can explain it to them. But I tell people don't have a shtick, and me showing up dressed like a pirate to shtick.
So the second half of the day,
That's fine.
a
yeah.
mini shtick.
Okay, yeah, mini shtick.
Okay, cool.
You have to
I could do it on a karaoke that whole afternoon and evening.
It fits in with that
No.
whole piece of that.
All
Anyway,
right, we gotta go. We gotta wrap this up. Okay, we'll figure it out. I will dress like a pirate for a half day of dynamic delivery. Anything we're leaving out, Danella or Nat?
I think we're in great shape, and we need to.
I think we
Maybe
got.
run.
I guess so. To wrap up the podcast, this is the behind the scenes, you guys, and this is actually better than a lot of events I have been with in creating what's going to happen. A lot of them don't. They just walk into like, "Arr," and then they get hit by a bus.
Why they sell 5%?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have so much fun in this event.
Yes, we
The more fun
are.
I have, the more money I make.
Yes. All right, guys. I'll just leave you with this thought. This has been our thought we've been talking about lately. Someone's waiting. And something I've been wanting to add to all my podcasts. You know how when football guys like take the stage after they win the Super Bowl, like I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I actually do want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. He pulled me out of a pit, and He is the only reason I'm here. So you don't have to believe like I do, but if you're here or you're paying to be in my program, I do this because God saved my life, and I want you through speaking to be an agent of God to save others' lives. And something I really got, I'll leave you guys with this thought for here and the pod. We're meant to stick our neck out for each other. And I was really reflecting on all the inflection points in my life, on my journey to get here. And two things happened. Someone stuck their neck out and had a really straight conversation with me, and they usually sold me into or invited me to go to a live event. And at that live event, things changed. And I don't know where I'd be without that. And so that's why we do this stuff, because you guys are meant to take the stage. You're meant to change the world. You're meant to be an agent of good, which is just one letter off from God. And you're meant to stick your neck out and be an agent of change, and through live events, change the world. And that's why we do this. And so my final thought is, someone's waiting. Step up, because someone's waiting.